this has made headlines. You need to know the backstory. So the backstory is he's coaching Baylor. And Baylor, for the years that he was winning them Big 12 championships, they'd score about, 70 points a game.
Roughly.
He was considered to be one of those offensive geniuses, which that you cannot take away. But also falls into almost and I guess the way I would put it is a Joe Paterno, ignorance over what was happening with his own program with regards to some real serious issues with his football team, a lot of sexual assault, rapes. But it appeared to be, and this is what nightmares are made of, rampant. Now, 2 of those players were convicted of rape.
Yep.
And so, pleading ignorance at that point not only is sketchy and makes people sort of, feel very uncomfortable, but then there was a feeling that there was actually cover-up, which, of course, is unforgivable. So he obviously is let go by the program in Waco and would receive an undisclosed amount of money, but it could have been in the tens of millions. So it's not like you literally need the job. And for whatever reason, the Hamilton Tiger Cats, in their current state of desperation, they bring in, June Jones steps up because Ken Austin just becomes part of management. June Jones, who used to run, he was in the state of Texas at one point, but June Jones has been everywhere, including the University of Hawaii. But he's an offensive-minded coach, figures we'll give Art another chance. I'm not saying they're buddies, but they certainly competed against each other. They would have known each other. He has a reputation, that is Art Briles, of being that offensive-minded guru, so they figure in the desperation that Hamilton is in that they would hire him yesterday afternoon.
Yeah.
Within literally hours, because people started obviously tweeting me, knowing that I have a background going to Hamilton Tiger Cat games, being a Hamilton fan, and, of course, having the show and reputation that I have for the last 27 years. But it goes far beyond just reaching out to a Canadian sports personality, Dave. It makes it on TMZ. You've got NBC, CBS. You've got ESPN covering it. And it's the take on it. And this is, again, courtesy of ESPN. Here's what they showed.
Briles was back in football for a few hours, then back out. He was hired by the CFL's Hamilton Tiger Cats as an assistant earlier today, but the team announced a short time ago he won't be joining the team. A year ago, he was fired by Baylor after the school's sexual assault allegations and his possible role in the cover-up. The CFL added this statement: the commissioner is in continuing discussions with the Hamilton Tiger Cats regarding the hiring of Art Briles as a coach. We will have no further comment until those discussions have concluded.
Once again, I think the word there is cover up, and that's why it was such a bizarre situation. So the question, and sort of being thrown out is, does someone in that situation deserve what we like to call a second chance? Because you do see it a lot in football. You see these players who. Some of them have gone to jail and come back, whether you're taking a look at, Michael Vick, those that have reputations because of, in this case, domestic violence, Ray Rice. Comments were made about Floyd Mayweather. Why does he get to go and make $100 billion when he was actually convicted for wife beating, which is what people call him? So it gets into that moral I wouldn't say a dilemma. It's where you stand on, at times, second chances. And this is, Dave, honestly, what my take is. I think it's one thing to be part of a program and responsible for our children, which is what happens when you're an NCAA coach, that we expect that you will be, at least to some degree, accountable for their lives. Not all of them are mentors. Not all of them look after them like their own children. I know that's a nice story, and I know that you try to make that narrative for these coaches, but the reality is NCAA sport, especially a big-time football program, it's not necessarily the case. In fact, that would probably be the rarity. It is a big-time business where their business is winning football games, and they will do it for the most part in any way they can to achieve that success. It's one thing to not know about something going on, but it's quite another to cover it up. If it comes to second chances, I would suggest most of those, if not all of the young women who suffered that traumatic experience, they will get no second chance in their life after a rape has occurred, after sexual assault has occurred. There's no second chance for them. So I think the moment you're responsible for either a cover-up, lending to it, enabling individuals to do pretty much the most horrific thing I can think of, you have now forfeited your ability to make a living in that particular venue. To me, you don't get a second chance. You get a second chance at being a better person. You get a second chance at trying to make something out of your life where you do something that will hopefully be for the betterment of society. But you don't get to do football anymore because those women, to some degree, at least spiritually, lost their lives.
Bingo.
What? Did we just become best friends?
Yep.